Welcome to what will be the last video in this irregular series for Transport Fever 2, but it doesn't mean an end to Transport Fever 2 content on the channel. In fact, there will be a new irregular series starting almost immediately after this video is published. Now, the reason for that is that I had a bit of spare time and I was browsing the YouTube and I came across a channel where the creator was talking about mods for Transport Fever 2. And the mods he was talking about are to do with changing the industry in the game. And probably the best way to explain it is that the first mod, it's actually two mods. The first mod, what it does is it makes the supply chain a little bit more intricate, but it doesn't change the base resources in the cities. And I actually was really intrigued by that, and the extra resources and the fact that you've got to bring different resources together. And the second mod was one that actually extends that by adding two new other resources to the game. One's mail and the other is waste. And the concept is that as your city develops and grows and their needs are fulfilled, I think it's the residential area creates mail and the commercial area or industrial area creates waste, and then you can do it. So it adds a bit more dynamic to the game. And I went onto the workshop to take a look at them in detail, and I actually found a link in those to a third mod which adds extra requirements to cities as time goes forward. So you start the game in 1850 with 2 resources, and I think around the 1920s it increases to 4, so the city has more demands. Then I think in the 1990s or something like that, every city requires all resources, which I think, if I remember correctly, is what was actually used to happen in Transport Fever. After reading about the mods, I thought, yeah, I would like to do a series on that, but I'll leave it just for the moment. And then it started to eat away a little bit with me, and I thought, well, I'm not going to enjoy this current series knowing that those mods are out there, and I want to take a look at them and do it. So what I actually did is I started kind of thinking about it, and then I finally took the decision to call an end to this series, because, as I say, it is an irregular series where I'm literally sharing what I'm doing in general gameplay. So that is why this series is coming to an end. But before we actually wind the series up completely, I just want to give a bit of an overview of where we are. I mean, things are going okay, but there is one cause for concern up here at the moment, and that is that if I come to Whitby, you will see Whitby is getting very close to full demand, and so is Bingley. Yeah, so Bingley's up to 112. Now, what can happen when your cities reach max demand? What that does is it reduces the demand on your actual key resources, and then what happens is they stop producing. So what we're going to need to do is increase the overall demand for fuel on these lines. And I was kind of thinking about maybe the best way to do that is down here in Repham. We've got a demand for fuel as well, and I think that would make Repham grow as well. So what we're going to do is make a bit of an adjustment up here. I mean, I could bring the fuel to this port, but I think what we're going to do is we're going to put another port in here. Oops, a port, not. We're going to put a cargo port in here. It's going to be navigable waters. But what I want to do is bring this down to about here. And then what I would like to do is come in here and oops, we need to connect to the road. I'm just going to drop a road like that, and then what I'd like to do is put that about there, and then what we're going to do is find this line here, York Oil, managed line, and we've got Whitby's York Oil. We're going to add in a station here, and then we're going to take away Whitby sidings. Because what that will mean is that once we create the demand for fuel, And then on this end, what we're going to do is come here, and we're going to put, actually I think what we're going to do is be a little bit sneaky here. It's going to extend this line again, managed line is York Road. What I'm going to do is actually add this here and take out York Road. What that will do is make this route a little bit longer, but what it will mean is that it's these are pulling fuel from a common source, and just to compensate from this, I've got my dinky little trucks here. Hey, slow down. Why am I on high speed? And I think what we'll do is we'll clone in another 4 trucks to compensate for the extra distance. And then, so what we'll have is the oil running up to here, and then what we're going to do then is just come down to here. I think this is one of the elements of the game that when you're putting the game together and building things up, you've got to accept that sometimes you've got to change things, tear things down, rebuild them. And I think if we put that there and put in a street here. Oh, looks like we've actually got an upgrade to streets. When did that happen? When the game started, these country roads were still like dirt tracks. Okay. Actually, has that just changed? Oh no. Okay, road. I didn't even notice that when I did it. That's cool. Got a new vehicle, an AE 410. I mean, there's been quite a few vehicles have actually come in since the last video. Actually, I think what we can do is just do a bit of upgrading. Actually, what we could do is upgrade this. It's got one-way streets as well. That's cool. I mean, it's one of the downsides of starting again is that all the work I've done here has been lost, but at the same time, I just feel that I need to do it. Plus, I mean, it's not a complete loss because I've learned a lot about the game. We've got the port there. Of course, that's not. So what we're going to have to do is get the requirements in to get the route up and running. If we put that there, we create a new route. Don't actually have a delivery truck here. Right, the fuel's down over here, so let's just put in a road over here. Like that. In fact, let's encourage the trucks to come this way by doing that. And what we're going to do is drop you smack bang with a. If I come this way a little bit, because if this grows, it's going to grow more towards the bottom of the screen. So if we do that, and we're going to call you. What happened there? Wait, why did I do that? Take that off. On a new road, not a. I'm not paying attention. That's it. I'll call you Repum Fuel. We have a truck depot here. That's a bit. Well, I think we can put a truck depot up here. I mean, we're not exactly short of cash. So we're just going to come in here. Gonna buy vehicles. And I'm just going to have to get about 6 of you on here. assign you to repump fuel. And of course, what we need to do now is create a route from here, new line. We'll call you repump fuel ship. And of course, we've got the here. And we've actually got this here. Yeah, why not? This actually, is that large or small? No, it's large. It's large, so we can't use it anyway. That's annoying. And I think we'll buy 3 of those. And then we'll just assign you to. And what that should do is start to bring fuel back this way, which will then be taken all the way down here to Reapum. Of course, if necessary, we can actually extend this so it ships further. Wow, getting a lot of passengers in Twickenham. And what that should do is actually encourage the more demand in this area, which would then mean we can could pump more oil into this. And we're only up to level 4. I mean, this is a very productive oil capability. Okay, we're getting oil in here, fuel in here, sorry, which will then get moved down to here, which will then get moved down to that way. And I think what I want to do, right, what I'm going to do now is just give you a bit of an update of where we are with various vehicles, because there's been a few vehicles that have come through. Well, in this airport down here is doing very well at the moment, and it's you know, just to go in here, show you here, and we're making a really big profit from it. And you can see even the you can see even the cargo airline is picking up more items here. You can see we're making 3.5 million from that. That's pretty profitable considering. I don't think we've got any new aircraft on here. Let's have a quick look. No, we got the Dornier, and we got a new tram now. At the moment, we're probably flying Junkers. That's actually got an extra couple of passengers. Okay, this maybe we'll update the line here. So we're flying Junkers F-13, so let's just upgrade them to the Dorniers. I think we can afford that. And we'll just have a quick look at here. Everybody very patiently stood here. And I mean, they're very brave people to be flying in aircraft like this at this period in time, 1928. And also, they probably need to be pretty wealthy as well. So, what trucks we got here? Look at these trucks here. We got the Benz with side strokes. These can only do 40 kilometers an hour. I wonder if they are doing 40 kilometers an hour. I think with the road upgrade, this is something you need to consider. Yeah, I don't think we need to upgrade the roads just yet, because we don't have any vehicles that can take advantage of it. But as soon as if we got a vehicle that could go faster than 40 kilometers an hour, then we'd have to start thinking about upgrading these roads and making them work. Okay, so let's have a look at the trains. What we got? We got the Crocodile. Let's have a look. Steam trains. Ah, so the Crocodile is the first. Oh, we got 2 electric trains now. Interesting. And that's got a lot of attractive power. And we got the Crocodile. Interesting. I mean, one thing I would like to do, I mean, we've got an airport here, we've also got goods here, and we're getting a little bit of a surplus building up here, and it would be really great to take up the goods up to here, because this is what the game's all about. And I think this is something you really need to remember about when you're playing this game. It's not about creating mega cities. It's about moving goods between 2 points and making a profit. Blinking here, we've got Manningtree, we've got Twickenham there. Now, so if I was carrying on with this series, I would definitely like to get a line in here up to, yeah, let's just put it in just for the funsies of it. We've got Manningtree there. Twickenham is probably the more important of them, but what I would like is a reverse route as well. We got oil here, which doesn't do it. We got logs and planks there. And we got tools here. Okay. We got this actual command there. Right, can I get a station in here? We're going to start with a terminus station here. Can you be close enough to that? No, you're not. Okay. Well, we're going to have to move this road. It's going to stop. And it's going to... Oh well, I'll compensate you by actually putting a nice new road in. I am the urban developer. Let's just go. This is an 80-kilometer road, so I'm going to make a change like this. Let's just... I know it won't benefit in the short term, but it would in the long term. I think if we put the train line here, like that, and I'm really going to need the one platform, and then let the game run again. I think if we take a, I think we'll go for a road this time. I think if you come to here. Actually, no, you come out to about there, and then come to about there, like that. And then what we could do is put a train station in, say maybe a little bit, maybe we'll just give you a little bit of a down curve, like that. Then we're to there. I might actually, no. I think we'll run one platform at the moment. And it means we can take out this here. We've got a road connection there. Leave that little bit of road like that. And where are we aiming for? Where is, whoops, going the wrong way. So we need to run from here up to there, Manningtree. So what we're going to do is just get into here, a line, tracks. Wow, we've got high-speed tracks now. I know I don't need them, but just curious. Oh, they're electrified as well. Okay. Yes. I mean, I know I shouldn't do it, but go away. And we're running up to there. I mean, again, this is very much about planning for the future. We go just up through past here like this, and maybe we can get our first electrified train in. Although I think having a 300-kilometer train getting a road, a minor dirt road, is probably a bit of an inconsistency. We can curve in in here. Yeah, thank you. That. And I think for the purposes of this video, just double track it, but with a single. I'm just going to run. Just going to. And just going to. Oops. I'm just going to run you. Keep running, keep running, keep running, keep running. Get you to about there, and just gonna plop you in there. Again, I think just for the purposes of this video, we'll keep the depot connection straightforward, like that. And we'll just have a packet signal in there, and get a couple of signals in. Of course, you can see the cities are a lot more modern now. So obviously the 1930s is quite a key point in the game. I think that will do. And what train are we going to have on here? We're going to ship materials. Okay, we got a crocodile 75, 100 kilometers an hour. Oh, we've got to go for 100 kilometers an hour. And cargo, we need to ship. Oh, that's good, because these are, we can ship planks down, planks and steel down, and construction materials up. So if we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, and we'll go 14. Of course, I haven't created the line. And then we go here. I'll call you Manningtree materials. Come back to this thing. And we're due to Manningtree materials. And of course, what we're going to have to do now is create the demand up here to be able to deliver them. So put in a U there. You can just drop into here and first electric train arrived. Buy an electric train and run the line. Yes. Thank you, game. One on that side. And what we'll do is we'll create a link line. Oh, no. Manningtree material truck. just drop a new line from here to here. I've done it again. I think I've got a bit of an obsession with this. Is Twickenham, isn't it? Twickenham materials truck. Right, got a depot here, and we'll just punch out all cargoes. 7 trucks onto here. I'll assign you to Twickenham materials truck. On autosave, and we'll buy another 6, and we'll assign you to Manningtree material trucks. What that should do now is create the demand from here. Here, where's the train going? Train running? Oh, there it is. And it's not picking up anything yet. Just curious to see how fast it's going to go. And we've got a very high speed track and it's running empty. So it should get up to 100 kilometers an hour. 80. Is that the maximum for the train? Details. Oh, top speed 80. Never mind. Well, it's... I should have just laid standard traction. No, never mind. I think what we're going to do now, just to finish the video off, I'll just finish off doing what I was planning on doing. So I'm going to run a little bit of a country road there, and we'll just put you here like that, and then we create a new route from into here, and this is tools, isn't it? Like machines. We'll call you Stan Hope Machines. And then what that will do is create a demand here for tools. Oh, we got tools and materials here anyway. And let's get cargo. Wow, looks like we've lost. Now we've got about 5 trucks on here, and set you to and then that means what we can do then is we've got a line here. We can put a terminal here. Then we'll put another terminal here, and we've got a delivery terminal here. What we should be able to do is create a line from here to here to here. For you, Manningtree planks. Vehicle, and we can get about 8 of these, and just assign these to Manningtree planks. What that will do now is get logs from here to here, Actually, you need 2 logs, don't you? Maybe what we'll do is we'll supplement this. I'll just whack in a little short line here. I won't bother naming it because I'm running out of time. So what we'll do is put about 4 trucks on that. We'll assign you to, oops, airport shuttle. I'll just assign you to that. What that means is we'll have a few trucks shuttling backwards and forwards, getting plenty of logs into here, which will then make sure we get plenty of planks for the trucks to bring down to here. The first of the materials are starting to arrive, and then the next step would be to get this steel mill working. I think we can get it still. Yeah, we got coal, we got iron here. We could start to truck in coal and iron into this steel mill, bring that up to here. So we might have to have an extra, we'd have to extend this and add maybe another, make this a bit bigger because this will become quite a big hub. And then the idea is that the steel would feed into here, would travel down on the train down to here, where we'd get manufactured materials here. If that makes sense. And everything will be working quite well. And I think this is where I'm going to think, right, I think that's the end of building in this series. I'm just going to kind of give you a little bit of a run out. So I think we'll just find this video up with a little bit of a rundown of where we got to. And let's have a quick look at the line statistics. See, wow, got a lot of lines here. Way too many lines. So yeah, as expected, Manningtree Materials is losing money, but eventually as that line develops it will pick up. Lumber overflow, yeah, we got quite a few lines that are losing money, but we got a lot of lines down here that make him profit. Even Taunton to Twickenham, I mean, if we go by, so if we look at the boat line, so we're still losing on reaping fuel, but I'm pretty sure that will pick up eventually, especially if we can get the route in 2 directions, or could get the route in 2 directions. Our aircraft have been pretty successful and valuable. Overall, our tram lines are kind of, I think the one's offsetting the other. I mean, the local trams will never really make that amount of money. It's the trams that run between routes are probably more profitable. And overall, we're making quite a good amount of money from trucks. You can see here with trucks, you don't make millions quite often unless you get a very successful route. But eventually these routes will start to turn a profit. I mean, they probably some of these routes need a bit of work with the new trucks and maybe the faster roads. And overall, trains are by far the most profitable routes to run if you set them up properly. See, so I've got like Loftwithal machines here. So if we go to there, see, this route is still, I mean, this is the one that's running backwards and forwards. So in some ways, this is a little bit of a lost leader. In fact, it probably doesn't need 4 trains on it. Let's actually just have a quick look at the vehicles, what we're running here. We got the BR754 bad. I mean, that's not a bad train to run on this route, but I think part of the problem here is there's too many trains on this route, and so this would need, this route might actually be a bit more efficient if I probably got rid of one of these. If we say maybe we sold one of these. And what that will do is we'll have less trains, but what we'll have is that they'll be carrying more on each journey along this route. In fact, we could probably do it with 2 trains. And I think this is part of the process that you've got to go through as your economy moves forward. I mean, we're up to 1931 now. you've got to be continuously assessing and deciding on what the requirements are and adjusting is. So it's not all about just building a big transport empire and then promptly forgetting all about it. You do have to keep working on various elements. I mean, see how successful this line is. The fuel line is. We've got 50 fuel coming down here already, and I mean, I could ship back more goods this way. Just have one final look at the oil network here. I've got a feeling, yeah, we probably need to get a stronger oil supply in here, although we're getting quite a lot of oil coming up from here. I mean, what we probably could do is bring this oil filled back into the line here. In fact, with the modern high-speed roads, would it be more effective to run a vehicle through there? Maybe once we get some faster trucks. I mean, if we can get, if we say like, oh, I'll do it. I know I should be doing it, but let's say, for example, we come in here. We got 80 roads. We got 100-kilometer roads. So say, for example, we started to upgrade this and up to here, and then maybe come here, and then build a road up to here. And then what we could do is replace the ships with a faster road. Now that is a bit of a balance in the sense that if you look at the ships, they're carrying 130 grain and 74 food, so you'd need a lot more trucks than that to get this route up and running. In fact, all these ships that's the fuel train ship. So maybe replacing this with trucks may not be such a good idea. Well, anyway, we built a nice road. So I think this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Hope you've enjoyed the series. The new series, I've got some ideas of what I want to do with it so that I can work with the new mods. I'm kind of thinking along the lines of maybe going to the, what they call it, the American map, but I don't really like the color brown, so I need to think a little bit about that. And also vehicle wise, maybe we'll go for American vehicles, but it may be a little bit of a mixture, but I'll see what I can plug in and find out. I'll just do it just whatever grabs me. But this is where I'm gonna leave it. Hope you enjoyed the video, hope you found it interesting, and until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.